Those wishes are for you. I'm here to talk to you today about one of the biggest, instant, most epic manifestations I've ever had in synchronicity and just when you are asking for the things that you desire and it comes to you like so easily and effortless. Oh my God. Okay, let me get into it. So I've been kind of cock-blocking myself with the universe lately, just feeling like in a lot of lack and like frustration and sadness and some deep shadow work. Also, I was talking to a friend and she said that it's more of a stabilization, right? Before the huge expansion, we need to contract. And so what happened today, I'll get into it, is I asked for something and I thought it was almost going to be impossible to have it happen or find a way to make this happen. And I'm going to kind of rewind towards maybe a few weeks ago, I think maybe a month. Had a dear sister and friend and student who actually is from Lake Arrowhead but lives in Hawaii, and so she came here and we finally got to meet in person, and she's like, I have a message for you. Connect with the ancestors, connect with the elders here, the native tribes on this land, this Serrano Territory, which I just learned stems all the way down to the San Manuel, where like the big casino is, all the way onto the other side of this mountain range called Hesperia. And so I was like nervous, didn't want to ask this out loud. Who do I talk to? So I avoided it. I wasn't really like, I was so into my shit that I just like wasn't paying attention to the messages, paying attention to the signs. And I do talk to the ancestors of the land and the land itself on a daily basis, praying, wishing, manifesting, with the intention of really honoring who came here before I have, and what is my role as a person who occupies this land right now. What is my role in honoring those who came before, honoring those who have been massacred, killed, kicked out, taken away from stories of this land? And I was at the farmers market in Running Springs today, and there's a Native American table, and they're not from this land particularly. I think they're north of us in the desert. And I asked him, I was like, do you know how I can connect to the Serrano tribe in this area? Is there a way to connect and just learn? And he's like, no, I don't know anybody. And there's probably 60 people. They all got kicked out and they weren't wanted here. And so there's not much of a presence of the Native Americans on this land. And I was like, felt like I was at a dead end because I don't know anybody else to ask. I'm too afraid to ask the Facebook groups because they're vicious people on those Facebook groups up here. They just don't want, like, they have to fit this box, and if you don't check the boxes off of what they want to talk about, they'll like tear you apart. So I don't feel very safe in those places to ask those kind of questions. And so I asked the Native American table at the Running Springs anyways. So I have a client today, but before that I was guided, get on the bed. Just begin to start to call it in, my healing crystal bed. Call it in. What are you calling in? I'm calling in abundance. I'm calling in ease. I'm calling in relaxation. I'm calling in the ancestors of this land. And did the healing. And in this healing, what came up is the affirmation. I am safe to ask for my needs. I am safe to speak my needs. I am safe to have my needs met, right? And this could be applied to anybody and everybody. Are your needs getting met? And today I asked for this need, right? I finally voiced it because I hadn't. A whole year has gone by on this, living on this land, and I haven't dug deeper. I'm doing like the feminine, ethereal, like calling it in shit. But what is my structure? What is my groundwork? What am I doing in the physical to honor the land, honor its people, honor the Serranos? And so this is where it gets funny. I was on Facebook in one of these Lake Arrowhead groups, and it was a garage sale, and there was this big yellow flat inflatable boat, and I was like, I want that boat. I'm gonna get that boat. I'm gonna get that boat. And I text her, and she's like, yeah, the boat's still here. I'm like, save the boat for me, I have a client, I'll be there right after. And she never answered me, and it was like, go there, just go, just see, it's fine, just go. It's an 11-minute drive, and it's beautiful, who cares, just go, right? And I went, knocked on the door, asked for the boat. They're like, oh, she's not here anymore, we're her parents. And it was a dad who answered. His name is Augie. And Cheryl comes around the corner, and she has crutches on, and she's got a busted knee, and she's like, I just hurt myself today, I just found out it was broken. And then that calling was like, help her, you can help her. And I was like, hey, can I ask you this question? Is it okay if I'm a Reiki healer, I work with energy, can I just spend some time touching your knee, and we can like do an energy clearing? And she's like, yeah, okay. So I walk into her house, and their living room has Native American rugs on the wall, and like beautiful artifacts everywhere. And I'm like, wow, look at this. And she's like, yeah, in Big Bear, they used to do a lot of Native American trading. And we got these rugs like way back when, like a long time ago, and 20 years maybe. And I was like, oh wow, this is so interesting, because I was at the farmer's market and I was asking about this, and she's like, you know what my husband is? He's an anthropologist, and studies history of Native Americans. And this man, Augie, begins to tell me, as he comes back in the room, tells me about a story about the Holcomb Valley that is over here in Big Bear, and how a man discovered gold. And the story is that this white guy found it, but in actuality, it was his friend who's a Chateau Indian. And I was like, this is mind-blowing. Now I'm getting exactly what I asked for. I wanted to hear about the history. I wasn't sure how I was going to find it, but fuck, it came and found me. It was a calling. I answered it. I could have just stared at this woman and be like, oh, your knee's like messed up. But I heard this voice, and it was like, help her. You're meant to be here. And, oh my gosh. So these things get stuck in my hair. These little fairies, they look like fairies. They are long and weird looking, with two sets of wings on each side. They always get in my hair and they get trapped. Anyways, hi Dominic. I was just telling a story about how I instantly manifested what I requested from the universe today. And I wanted to learn more about the Native Americans here on this land, Serrano Territory, where I live for the last year. And then kind of hit a dead end this morning, and I walk into someone's house who is a historian, an anthropologist, and studies Native Americans of America. So I've just been so shocked, and this is the most epic instant manifestation I've ever had. And my point is, I experience this a lot. I experience synchronicities everywhere. You know why? Because I'm present and I tap into the details of what's around me. I listen to my heart, even especially when the voice gets louder and louder of things that don't make sense. Like, I didn't have to go get this boat, right? I could have waited till tomorrow, never had that conversation with Augie and Cheryl, never would have helped her with her knee. And it's when we are tapped in and dropped into our present moment, we are able to manifest instantly, because you are in alignment with the frequency of what we're desiring. And the beautiful way the universe works is it's always going to surprise us, whether it's like instant right now, or seeing it in your 7-year vision 7 years later. You're doing the same. You're doing the fucking thing that you asked, that you requested, that you manifested, that you spent time on praying for. And what I want to say is, this shit works. And it's okay to be in your shadow. It's okay to fall into that kind of those lower density emotions of shame, guilt, fear. It happens. We're human. And we also get to experience the riches and beauty of life that everything it has to offer for us. These pleasant surprises, letting you know that like you are on your path, and it gets better. Like this woman, she's a PT, so a physical therapist. So there'll be more people I can help up here on the mountain, and they have a son who is 3 years old, the same age as Zephyr, and we're looking for community. So all of this vortex just like brought in everything I was searching for. And then it gets better. So I'm like on my car, and I'm just like really happy just thinking about what's going on. And I was like, I've been in question for the last few months. Is Lake Arrowhead my home? Do I belong here? And if it's not, where do I go? And I was like, no. In the car, I was like, this is home. I get to make this my home. I get to make this my home. And of course, Home by Philip Phillips. So synchronicity, because not repeating numbers, repeating names. Philip Phillips, Home, the guy on like whatever singing show that is on my Zephyr playlist that I made 3 years ago and just started listening to again back in May. So the signs of the universe telling you that you are on the right path, that you can, in fact, jump timelines, collapse those timelines that don't serve you, and open the timelines that serve your deepest desires, because we are in the knowing that we deserve it and we get to have it. That is our birthright. That is what what it means to be a divine sovereign being, having this human experience. And it's all good. That was my message today. Drea, you are fine. It is all good. We will take care of you. Okay, if you need support and you want help, I'm here to help you become the perfect alignment to your frequency that you desire. And we're going to help you. I help you. We meaning your guides, your higher self, that who I communicate with, and help you see the big 360 view of how your life can be, what you can call in, what you can create. I'm here to help you see that. I'm here to help you implement it by creating inspired action and being a no matter what to your big why. I'm here to help you become not just a light worker, but a light leader in your own life, a light leader in your community, a light leader in your business. I'm here to help you do all of those things because I have this beautiful gift that I'm so happy and proud to have this move through me. It's encoded within me to help you turn into your quantum self, to up-level your life in all the ways and connect with your heart. Speak your truth. Create from your soul. That is how I am here to serve. That is how I'm here to heal, and I'm here to help you. So if you want to book a discovery call, you can. I'm looking for 4 people to work with, and I'm excited to create this with you because just the clients that I've had in the last year and a half since the pandemic, hearing their stories, seeing them a year later and thriving and doing better than they ever have been because they knew that they were supported and they could take a leap and try something that scares them. I'm here to be your healer, your coach, and in this great adventure. All right, everybody. Love you. You can book with me on my website. Check it out. Sending you lots of love.